Mm. Oh, ooh, got some good sleep there, people. What's going on? Hey, he is back, and we're here for a match reaction. West Brom nil, Leeds United nil. Boy, oh boy, that was a tough watch, guys. We're not going to be here long today. There's not much to discuss about the game. I've got more like transfer news in terms of things to talk about rather than this game we've sat through today. But if you want, for all the people that like positives, we are still unbeaten in the league. That is a draw away from home. Yeah. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Trust me, Mike, that was a tough, tough game to watch. Tough, tough game. Um, yeah, lost the will to live. Yeah, very little creativity. Well, listen, the Sky's commentator said himself, and I was trying to think of it myself in my head. How many times have we actually got into their box today? And we allegedly had, well, not allegedly, I think the stats will show that we had 6 touches in West Brom's box today, which shows that we were going there. And it was pretty obvious from the way we set up. We were going there not to lose today, people. We were not going there to win. It was a game where Farker just wanted a positive result today, get the team out of there, and move on to the next one. So I don't think we had any intentions of. I mean, if we had lucked a goal, if we had got a pot shot and then defended the lead, then cool. But we had no intentions of winning that game today at all. Listen, people, yeah, just hit a like on the video if you haven't already, guys. You got to do that for me. Really is the best way to help out the channel, so please do that before you leave the video. Subscribe, and of course drop your comments on anything that you want to discuss about the game today. Thank you to gotta get this, because really nice super chat yesterday. David Roberts, shout out to you, man, for the super thanks on the video. Much appreciated. Thank you to all my existing members. If you want to become a member, the link is in the description, or is the join button next to the subscribe button. Matt here saying, take a point, distinct lack of quality, and made no attempt to win that game. Yeah, like I say, we're not going to speak about this. We've got a couple of other notes to speak about. Jack Clarke, a player we've been linked to recently, and Jorginho Rutter. So we'll just speak about that. And by the way, today, Portsmouth against Luton, just like clockwork, in it. You know, Luton have a player sent off, the goalkeeper, by the way, just after half an hour. Portsmouth can't get a goal, but you know, is what it is, and it is what it is. Yeah, it was tough. It's tough. Listen, I think we all know it was a bad game. Let's just quickly run through it. I really don't envision us being here longer than say 15 minutes today. I usually like to have a nice long match reaction, but there's nothing to pick out from. And I think even our shot on target today, people, was Ampadu's looping header into the goalkeeper's arms. I think that was the shot, wasn't it? It was Ampadu. I know Ampadu tried a Beckham range earlier in the game, but I think it was from the corner. He looped a header up and the goalkeeper just caught it in the air. And I think that counts as the shot on target. What was the other one? Pascal Strout with a header just, well, it wasn't just wide in the end. It was quite a bit wide, but you know, that's literally it. That's literally it. Every time we went forward, our forwards were out of position. You know, there was times where Joseph was up there pretty much by himself. He put one across, which was a good ball across, and it got cut out. But there was really nothing there. Nonto was doing more defensive work. Dan James was pretty anonymous today, along with Joel Perot. There really wasn't much going on in the final third, and that's all there is to say. There's nothing else I can really add to that, people. I'm afraid. I wish I could give you more, but the team today didn't give more. Thought the fans today, by the way, absolutely brilliant. You know, Daniel Farker's been talking about be united, be together. Well, the fans did their part today, massively out singing West Brom for large portions. Our songs were making West Brom trying to sing back. So once again, as always, the fans do their bit, but the players come up short. Look, yeah. Mike saying here, couldn't put 3 passes together in the attacking end. It was poor. The ball wasn't sticking. There was no patterns of movement up front. Everything was made defensive today. Everything was made to be defensive, to be solid defensively. And I think everyone pitched in. Even Melier today, you know, caught a couple balls. There you go. That's how low the bar is for Melier, where he catches a couple and you have to highlight it. So, you know, everyone was better today. D Parker saying Bogle's better even after an early card. Yeah, both our fullbacks got booked today. But yeah, he did improve. You know, someone said about Fellows, absolutely not. When you start signing players like Fellows, that's when you're a real championshipy team. But some would argue we look real championshipy today. Uh, yeah, that's how it felt today, Lewis. 1 pass forward, 3 passes back, and guys, there's nothing else really to say. Thought Farker's body language on the sideline was pretty interesting. He looked very tentative today, looked very nervous. Think he looked like if I lose this game today, if we don't come away with anything, I'm gonna be under severe pressure. He is already for me, and I think for a lot of people, he's under pressure. But I could see on his face today, it was a game he just did not want to lose at all. Um, but yeah, listen, people, let me just is there anything else of note? We didn't have much of the ball today. I think that was, pretty evident. The stats back that up, but West Brom had a lot of the ball. They didn't penetrate much either. Major, after a hat trick last week, was anonymous for West Brom today. There was a lack of composure on both teams as well. Even some of the shots that were going off target today, all it would take is just a bit of a cooler head, composure. And I'm talking for both teams here, and there could have been goals. I think the one that West Brom had was on target was Malumbi from range. And Melier, it was straight at him, and he actually caught it. Well done to him. So, and that was it. The rest of them, everyone was taking snapshots, weren't controlling them. They were just skewing them wide. They weren't even going wide. They were staying on the pitch. They were just bouncing off people's feet and going to the corner. Real horrible game today, people. Real horrible game. Brian with a super chat. Thank you, Brian. Knew it would end 0-0 when Bamford came on. Yeah, Bamford had a cameo today, but look, no one was doing anything today. So as much as I know that that's just performative and for a little kink for people, Bamford came on, but was he really going to come on and win the game? No, not really. No. I was thinking about Bamford, man. Wouldn't it be nice if he had that old Eric Backer clause in there where we couldn't play him because it was too expensive? That would be nice, wouldn't it? But let's move on. So okay, that's it. The team that we put out. I mean, I made my selection yesterday, which I know a lot of people enjoyed. But yeah, Peru for me in this one, I would have put in an extra midfielder in Aronson, but maybe he's just building up to full fitness. But yeah, I would have done that, and I would have had Ruffwell starting today. I don't think Ilya Gruev did anything wrong, but when I saw Gruev and Ampadu starting, I knew Gruev wasn't going to have the license like he did against Portsmouth to go up the pitch today. I knew it was going to be a stern, full defensive midfield double pivot today. There was going to be no deviation from that, and that's what played out today. So yeah, there is that, people. I do not think there is anything else to say about the game. I think we just need to take this game and move on. So if there's anything else that comes up in the chat, I'll bring it up, but I'm going to move on to the news, people. Like I say, we're here for a good time, not a long time today. Jorginho, Rutter, we know that move is done now. It's just a matter of the clubs, announcing it in terms. I think that they'll probably announce it later tonight, if anything. Plenty goal here, just giving us some note. Let me just get a drink of water here and hit the likes while you're here, people. William with the super chat. Thank you, William. Garbage. If this performance does not tell the board we need quality incomings, nothing will. We'll get into that in just a moment, William, as we've been half linked. But let's just get this Rutter news out the way. They're gonna receive about 6 or 7 million from Leeds United in the coming days from this deal, because obviously they had a sell-on clause, and people shouldn't be alarmed about this. This happens with every well-run football club. But what was going on before was we were selling our players for cheap and not putting on a sell-on clause to boot. So we were just poorly run, as we know. I think going forward, anything we'll see, obviously, when Archie Gray and Somerville, these players are sold. If we do get anything back on those, that's the only time you'll know. But yeah, they will receive 6 to 7 million euros in the next few days. So that's around £5 million, £5.5 million for the deal that takes him to Brighton. So, and you saw today, people, I mean, just on this game, we were missing a Rutter so bad. Missing a Rutter type of player so bad. You can have all the tricky wingers you want. You can have that Dan James pace, non-toe dribbling. You need that creative glue in the middle, and we don't have it right now. We got none. We got nothing right now. But look, we got 2 weeks. 2 weeks to see what happens in the transfer market. We still haven't replaced Somerville. We're not no sign of replacing Jorginho, but we've got a bit of time. But we need to get these in pronto. For me, we need to do something. I would say at least 2 before the Sheffield Wednesday game for me, because if we're going to do this again next Friday, well, I think that's when the game is, isn't it, people? It's going to be tough. to hold out for a 0-0 because I think Sheffield Wednesday got a little bit more when it comes to composure compared to West Brom today. I do. Um, so yeah, there's Jorginho, and we await his departure officially from all the club channels. But people, he is gone. That deal is done. All it is now is that they're doing the media and doing the announcements, and that will come out probably later this evening to tomorrow morning. Uh, Something else here. One of the players that we were linked with, Bashir Humphreys, if you remember that one, the left-footed defender who can play at left back, but is primarily a centre back and plays right back. Well, Burnley have agreed a deal to sign Bashir Humphreys from Chelsea, courtesy of Fabrizio Romano. The loan is a loan with mandatory buy clause. It will become permanent for a 5-year contract. So they loan him for the season. We'll buy him next summer. And Burnley see Bashir as a key defender for now and the future. So there you go. I think Burnley are about to lose Dara O'Shea. So this probably is the like-for-like replacement. But there you go. There's another one of the players that we had a firm interest in that is no longer on the table, people. So let's see where we move on from there, right? Let's see where we move on from there. And lastly, and this is a really weird one, I gotta say, and you guys know I rate Mike McGrath very, very, very highly. He's one of the best in the game. But just the wording of this is just so strange to me. Leeds United, well aware of Jack Clarke in their search of a winger, having come through the LUFC ranks plus loan back. I think people forget that. If he was to come back, this would be the third time. Like, it would have to be third time's a charm. Sunderland forward also has Premier League interest. This window is one to watch before the window closes. Now, I mean, just the wording of it. I mean, this is very unlike Mike McGrath. I must say, you know, he's usually a bit more concrete, bit more on the money to say this is going to happen or there is moves to make this happen. Well aware of Jack Clarke. I mean, I'm well aware of Sidney Sweeney. You know what I mean? But what does that mean? You know, I've seen him in a couple movies. You know, one of those. But you know, well aware. I mean, I'm well aware of a lot of things. But I don't know. The Jack Clarke thing is an interesting one, and I guess we can talk a little bit about that in terms of Jack Clarke because I know a lot of you rate him very highly. I think he's a good player, and he's definitely improved since he was last year, the second time around. But if we are talking the figures that I'm seeing banded about 20, 25 million, I feel like that could be poor business, man. And it's only poor business if he's the only one we get in, and then we're scrimping and saving for absolute scrubs to fill out the rest of the squad. I would much prefer them to do a better deal. But listen, we've been wrong about a lot of prices. We saw that Schmadix has gone to Ipswich for 9 million. You know, before that, Ronnie Edwards, it was 3 million when people think it's going to be up to 10. So I don't know if it's going to be 2025, but yeah, if the deal's done, then cool. I'm not going to be overly excited for it. For me, this Jack Clarke thing would be more of a let me see it before I judge it because I don't have a vision of Jack Clarke being the absolute difference maker at the football club. I don't. I think he'll be a good option to have, but if it's going to be in the 20 million range, that's a very expensive option to have. And it also wouldn't make sense just from all the other deals that we haven't done or we've seen gone. Why wouldn't you go for some other deals instead of this one? Where it looks like now we're panicking and having to spend 20 to 25 million. You know what I mean? Yeah, John H, 25 million in this league is like 150 million in the Prem. Okay, yeah, I mean, I get it. You're more like 75, 80. I do hear it, John. But that's what I mean. It's very, very expensive to do because what people have got to remember is it's not just if we've got the money, spend it. We've got the money, but it's about then PSR for the future. It's about what you can do with your business going forward. How does that impact you now getting in that other fullback that we do need? How does it impact you getting the central midfielder that we desperately need as well? So it's going to be very interesting. We'll see if there's anything more concrete about this one before we go ahead. And Mike McGrath is usually the man to make it concrete. This is a bit wishy-washy for me. So I'm going to wait for more information to come out and see where we go from there. What's that saying? No, Kilgallen, you got to clean that up, man. I know your name in here as well. You're gonna have to apologize for that. I've just explained exactly why paying 25 to I'm not speaking to you personally. No. I control the narrative here. So, okay. Aaron here saying another problem leaving it last minute in the window. We've lost our creativity, and now teams know we are desperate. They can inflate prices. I mean, Aaron, on that point, I mean, you're possibly right, but they can inflate prices, but it doesn't mean we have to pay them. And going by Danny Farker, again, using the club's words themselves, Danny Farker has twice said in pre-match press conferences that we are not just going to be people's banks. We are not just going to overpay for players because we have to play within the rules. So everyone knows the amount of money we've raked in. It's not a secret. Everyone's been reporting it. So we'll see what happens with this one. But I'd be not horrified because it's not my money. You know, it's not coming out of my bank account. But you know, anything above, I mean, even 18 sounds too much for Jack Clarke for me. I've got to be honest. I just don't. For me, I just don't see that in him. But look, I would love to be wrong. Of course, I would love to be wrong. Yeah, I mean, Mike saying Jack Clarke equals Dan James. No. I think Jack Clarke is definitely more, you know, is definitely better technically than Dan James. Obviously, that's not hard. Dan James' game is pace and power. I just, you know, when I look at him, do I see him replicating even close to Somerville numbers? I don't. I don't see it. And again, love to be wrong. If he does come, please prove me wrong. But I don't see him replicating that. I don't see him as being as influential as that as well, where we're getting him the ball and he's taking out loads of players. I don't see it. But look, we'll see. We'll see if anything comes of it. At the moment, it's just a loose link, even from someone like Mike McGrath. Uh right. I think that is it, people. I think that is it. Let me just see if there's anything else. Jorginho, Jack Clarke, Bashir Humphreys. No, that is it, people. I literally have nothing else, and I don't want to go long, especially for, you know, for games like today where nothing has happened. There's no point trying to drag it on. So, people, what I will say is, I hope you've enjoyed the stream better than you enjoyed the game. That's all I'll say. Like the video before you go. Drop your comments on anything discussed below. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one, people. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your day.